up on the castle. Let's hurry up and capture this base so we can get its fuel and supplies.
Shit! I feel like we're a group of burglars.
Don't say that. This is for our survival.
Yeah, I know.
That's Shalaji Castle.
Take in both civilians and refugees without discrimination. Get away from the storm building and take shelter somewhere secure or underground. Stop where you are and cover your head if you hear jet engine. Targeting our anti-aircraft weaponry. Taking out more than half. There's 3 less in the aircraft, but 1 is calling out the North Korean.
I heard about 3 strikes when I was in
Strider 1, target destroyed.
These guys are blinding us.
Enemy on your back.
Lost more than half of our forces. The battle won't last much longer. Let them have our lives. As long as our nation stands, the young will carry on.
How are you? Are you still in this?
Stand us out! We're running out of ways to strike back!
New hostiles. All aircraft confirmed. This town's of high cultural value. It's unfortunate we had to bomb it like we did.
We do what we need to survive, right?
Not something I'll tell my son about. Negative. This battle's over if we don't get up there. Along with hope of restoration. Don't worry. As long as we accelerate inside the tunnel, they won't be able to shoot us down that easily. 3 interceptors are in the air.
All right.
Trying to take our speed inside the tunnel is insane.
Soul Squadron, airborne. Shoot the invaders out of our skies. Come on, Soul Squadron.
Understood it. You are in violation of Shalaji airspace. Turn around and we'll be forced to shoot you down. This is the OCN long-range strategic striker. Land immediately and hand over your planes and rigs to us. It's absurd for you talking so tough after losing one of the leaders at Levante. You bastard! You defile this country. As long as you're here, this country will never know peace. Shit. In gun range. I've got a sitting gun here. All these guys are pretty accomplished fighter pilots. They should have left just like you told them to. Fox 2. Missile evaded. Target locked. Strider 1, target acquired. We get the leader. We can take him without King. Enemy on your back. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you.
Bring it on. I'm more than a match for you.
Strider 1, Fox 3. Missile inbound. Drinking. In gun range. I'm out. Ejecting. I hope he's okay. Feeling out of those conditions. I can see his parachute. It's breaking makes it to safety. 3 to go. Don't let them work together. Back up trigger. Wilco. Righto. Me2 and I will take care of them. Understood it. Strider 1, missile launched. Ahead! He's ejected. Damn. We can't even last long enough to buy ourselves some time. As expected, but a lucky shot will be boring.
Some kind of energy weapon. No, it's a railgun.
Strider 1, you have a bogey approaching at high speed. Bearing 090, straight from the east. High-speed projectile launch from the aircraft. I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Yeah, Hostile team squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on.
Hey, look at the color of that plane. Damn, that's the flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. Rest form a perimeter to catch whatever slips through. Welcome. That just cost us our lives.
Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack.
90%.
Watch your opponent carefully. Someone to guide us. I can't think of anyone other than you. Being together with Moonheim taught me something. Fighters don't move. They have built us the cosmos of the skies. And there with the most legitimate Air Force should be fighting against him. Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own? That's funny. It seems like one of your pilots is also fighting alone. He's not alone. Look around you. I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then to see if he's truly worthy.
That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing your systems till you blow him to pieces. Hey, look. It's like the sky's been sliced wide open. He's not there.
Targeting progression 0.8 degrees. Positional prediction.
It's firing again. Strider 1 has been hit. Are you all right?
He's flying, but if he takes another hit, it's a miracle you're not in a million pieces.
System power at 50%.
He has a lock on you. The railgun has been fired. Beyond the limits of machine assistance, I say. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot.
120%. Warning, braking control deactivated. Targeting correction in progress.
Strider 1 has been hit. I can't reach him. Lost radar contact. High-speed projectile launched from the aircraft. I'm testing this aircraft. You must find your own sky. We can still help you. Don't waste your life. Dedicated to reclaiming that which you call home. Furthermore, you must find someone to guide you. I'm not that person. Hostile team squad will be retreating. Those fighting below are advised to temporarily withdraw. Don't die. As long as we're alive, our hopes and dreams live on. flames of hell. Time for payback.
Negative. It's no good. I can't get close enough.
Leave it to Trigger. The rest of us will just get in the way. Rest form of perimeter to catch Nemesis through. Wilco, might just cost us our lives. Watch it. Enemy has a lock on you. Somebody guide us. I can't move anyone out of there. Be together with me. I taught me something. Drone fighters don't move in the skies. And there with the most legit air force should be fighting against it. Hit on unidentified aircraft. The enemy's mobility is still unfazed. Keep up the attack. Fox 3.
Mr. X is ascending rapidly.
The missiles went straight for the sun. Not a casual move.
80%. Targeting correction 1.7 degrees. Targeting correction in progress.
Unidentified aircraft. Land your plane and surrender. Why do you feel the need to continue fighting on your own? That's funny. It seems like one of the pilots is also fighting alone. He's not alone. Look around you. I see. Perhaps it would have been best to entrust the future to pilots like that. Let me test him then to see if he's truly worthy. Trigger, there's something about Mr. X's flying pattern after he dodges a missile. He flies in a straight line at low speed. That's your chance to attack. That bastard's moving in a way that minimizes the damage even when he's hit. Keep firing those missiles until you blow them to pieces.
Cooldown complete.
Fox 3.
Targeting correction 0.02 degrees. Positional
Railgun is firing again. Bad news. Its accuracy is increasing with each shot. Take it down as quickly as possible.
cooldown complete. System power at 50%.
Get closer. Missile away.
Warning, manual targeting engaged. Ready to fire.
Railgun has been fired. Beyond the limits of machine assistance, I see. You're quite the entertainer, but the show's over with this next shot.
Cooldown complete.
This weapon is not enough to take down 3 strikes. This aircraft is my body. If they are not enough, then I must put my soul into it. There are pilots like you in every generation, and I've found every last one of them.
System power at... Strider 1 scored another hit.
He's still flying, but his plane's been damaged. Finish him off, Trigger. It's a hit. The unidentified aircraft is going down. He got him. Trigger has splashed a bandit. Can you hear me? Pilot with the 3 strikes. This was all due to my ego. I unleashed pure chaos upon this world, just so I could keep my wings. a stop to the drone production.
Is this a message to Trigger? What does it mean?
I don't think this war is over just because we shot down Mr. X. Yeah, it's gonna take something else entirely to end this thing. I just don't know what.
The resupply went well. We should be okay on food and fuel reserves for a little while at least. What? Rumors. Rumors, rumors. This is what happens when you lose communications. But we got one good fact. The plane Trigger shot down was an advanced model of the X-02 Wyvern. It was developed in the last Continental War. Erusia had a lot up their sleeves. Apparently, they were even supposed to have Belkin aircraft back in the First War. What if Trigger couldn't shoot it down? Just thinking about it gives me chills. We're lucky to be here. In war, you never know what's lurking behind the curtains. But it looks like everything's loose now. A solid chain of command, rest periods after sorties, a battlefield where you know friend from foe. All of that's gone now, lost in a fog of confusion. It feels like a distant dream. Now, just how the hell are we gonna get out of this mess?
When we got to the mainland, we found the space elevator's support facility. I guess this was the factory where they built the gigantic structure the elevator traveled in. There was this little girl sitting in front of a mural. When the princess saw her, she shuddered like she'd seen a ghost. The girl had a stuffed animal. This was the day after the shit went down at Tyler Island. She walked right up to the princess, took her hand, and led her into the factory. One thing's for sure, they knew each other. The factory'd been converted to a production line for Erusian drones. It was fully automated and chugging along, making drone after drone after drone. Once they got inside, the princess stopped and just stood there. Another girl was there with a man in a lab coat. He was trying to use his keyboard, but she wouldn't let him. She took a data chip and threw it on the ground. Then she walked over to us and took the gun from the prison guard's holster. She pulled the trigger and destroyed the chip. Later, I found out that the girl with the gun and the one with the stuffed animal were sisters. They were also the granddaughters of Mihai A. Shalaji, the legendary pilot. Gramps used to talk about him. He said Mihai was the top ace from 2 wars ago. Know any Belkins? Because this guy was a Belkin, and they love to stir shit up. Pitting nations against other nations is a particular favorite of theirs, along with developing hyper-advanced technology.
That's right. I'm Belkin, born and raised. My country is gone now. Rather than surrender to its enemy, Belka detonated 7 nuclear weapons on its own soil. My people scattered around the globe, living in the shadows of other countries. We had a new purpose: to breed wars. The theory was that through war, we could achieve our destiny and our revenge. I had just finished inputting Mihai's data when his granddaughter came in. She destroyed the only copy I had of the information I squeezed out of him. The girl loved Mihai. No one knew more than her just how hard I pushed her grandfather for that data, how much I made him sacrifice in the process. I promised his granddaughters that his efforts were not in vain, that it could end this terrible war. But in the end, it only caused more chaos and despair. We were responsible for all this damage, all this tragedy. Now, we were going to pay for it. The Erusians, once our allies, would see to that. I had lost the drive to continue my work, even before I noticed Mihai's granddaughters eyeing me with suspicion that one day. I should have stopped then, for all our sakes. Mihai's granddaughter tossed the gun aside. She said if she resorted to killing, she'd just end up like the rest of us. And by us, she meant everyone, including the princess. Like me, the princess was afraid to look into the girl's eyes. She knew that by encouraging her people, she kept the war going. Mihai and his granddaughter were victims of it, and now, they too were paying the price.
Is this for Belka? Or for Erusea? My grandfather had only one wish, to continue soaring through the endless skies. That was the only place where he felt alive. But I don't even have a country to call home, let alone the sky. The Black Forest, the lake, they are no longer mine. Even though those lands were once cherished by my late mother. We have to learn to put that sense of nostalgia behind us and behave like mature adults.
My homeland. She's right. It feels so far away now. The woman with the rifle approached me. She was focused on more pressing issues.
I checked the computer. All of the data on the legendary Ace had already been installed.
No, I pulled it before it was completed. However, there are 2 aircraft that are already scheduled to be manufactured based on that data.
We must destroy the factory.
This isn't the only one. There are more facilities just like it, and the 2 planes containing the data will be manufactured at one of those facilities.
So, this place runs on solar power that the space elevator generates, right? How about the others? We can destroy the space elevator and cut the power to them. First things first, let's take this one out.
I'll show you which locations to target.
I stood there, thinking about that mural by the factory's entrance. Harling commissioned it to be painted. I realized that in the background, behind the dancing figures, the artist had painted several space elevators. I understand now. The space elevator wasn't designed to exploit Erusea after all.
Good. And afterwards, we'll bring down the space elevator itself. No matter why it was built, right now, it's the root of this chaos.
I wonder...
Yes?
I wonder which path you would choose when looking at Harling's mirror.
Let's get the briefing started.
We've done enough air operations. Just let us go home.
There's no path for us to get home. Whatever direction you fly, it'll be right into a hail of enemy fire. Earlier, we received a communication via the partially restored General Network. Here is what it contained. Apparently, the Erusian radicals have gathered around the space elevator, as it's a source of energy. Give the warmongers a powerful energy source, and you give them the luxury to keep on fighting. In response to this, people from both Osea and Erusea have joined forces, and will take down the final Arsenal bird in a saturation attack from the air and the sea. Once that's achieved,
They'll take the space elevator from the aggressors.
Has the source been verified?
It could be fake. I hear you, but take a look at what's written at the end. Hey, dumbass. If you want to bring the world back from the brink, go to the lighthouse. You can see the future there.
Dumbass? Sounds familiar.
Certainly does. It's from those guys we met in Tyler Island, the 444 Squadron. It's a message to all those looking to end the war, but I also think it's a message for Trigger.
I guess we'll do what it says.
Okay. Well then, I'm thinking we go roast that damn bird.
Looks like we're all on the same page. It's time to end this war. Time to fly, guys. Let's go get that Arsenal bird.
Strider Squadron, sortie ASAP.
We need help! Don't let him damage more! Show them what the erosion, no, what fighter pilots are made of! Thanks, I owe you. No sweat.
Get into formation. We have the numbers.
Well, if it isn't the LRSSG, looks like our luck has turned. LRSSG, you will secure air superiority. There are Erusian aircraft in the Coalition, so they have been ID'd as friendly via the data link.
Just confirmed it.
The Erusian government aircraft, including drones, will show up as hostiles. You two